for today is my turn to do English. So you will need to have a pen, pencil, whatever your choice is, and some paper ready to go. Try to have more than one piece today because we're doing lots of practicing beforehand, and then we'll give you some sentences to do some things with. Pause me if you need to, and then start me again when you're ready. We are going to begin with 1 hour starter fives. You can take as much time as you need to. There is a bonus challenge if you complete them quite quickly. Over to you, see what you can do. Okay, so hopefully you have had a go of all of those questions. Often we'll say move to the ones that you know and then go back to the ones you're unsure of, like we have done in class, so remember those tips and things that we have tried before. So let's go through them and see. I wonder whether it'll actually work for them today. Okay, this is actually broken today, so I can't write on here, so we'll just have to figure it out. So which words would need the determiner an before them? So if we're thinking of that, we have to have a vowel sound at the beginning of the word, and then we need to use an instead of a. So I have apple, it has an a sound, so yes, it would need an in front of it. Interesting has I as a vowel sound, so we need an before it. Remembering that our vowels are a, e, I, o, u, a, e, o, a. They're the vowel sounds we're thinking about, whether they're short or whether they're longer. Bicycle, that has a consonant beginning, doesn't have a vowel sound. This one has a consonant beginning, home, not a vowel sound. Now honest, honest is a bit different. Although it starts with a consonant, it has o at the beginning, and that is a vowel sound. So honest would need an before it. Did you get that one? Next we have, which of these are proper nouns and why? So on here, 3 of these are proper nouns. Proper nouns are the names of specific people, places or things, and they always begin with a capital letter. So dolphin, isn't, England, is, name of a place, this is St John, name of a person, broccoli, just a common noun, and Hainsbury Head, yes it would do, it's the name of a place. Now number 3, think of suitable synonyms for went and hot. Synonyms are alternative words. Often we use them to improve what we've done before. Sometimes we use thesaurus to think of another word that basically means the same thing or very similar. So they went outside in the hot sunshine. I'm going to show you some options for went. Now they went outside. It might be that they bounced outside. It might be that they hurried outside. It could be that they marched outside, sauntered outside. You have done lots of words on these sorts of things in class. So you can think about which one might be good. Did you use one of these, or did you think of a better, different one? Then we have the word hot. Hot sunshine. We could use things like sweltering sunshine, scorching sunshine, blazing, boiling, tropical sunshine. Hopefully you picked up something a bit more exciting than hot. Okay? Number 4. Which of these are subordinating conjunctions? Now you have looked at conjunctions with Miss Crompton. You looked at coordinating conjunction and subordinating conjunctions, and we've got to think about the subordinating ones. First of all, let's remember what our coordinating conjunctions are. There are only 7 of them, and they give equal importance to the words or the sentences they create. So independent main clause, coordinating conjunction in the middle. And we use fanboys to help us remember. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Now, if a conjunction is not a coordinating conjunction that makes one of our compound sentences, it will be a subordinating conjunction. These make up our complex sentences. Now, we use subway at school to help us remember, just a few of them to keep them in our heads. Since, until, because, when, whilst, as, after, although, and if. However, you'll notice a subordinating conjunction there. We also have many others too, and there might be a few that aren't on these maps. So let's go back and see which ones are subordinating conjunctions. But is not because it is part of our fanboys' coordinating conjunctions. So is not because it's part of our fanboys' coordinating conjunctions. Although, yes it is. Because, yes it is. And no, it is not because it's part of our coordinating conjunctions. So that, which goes together, is. So watch out with that one. So, by itself is a coordinating conjunction, so that is a subordinating conjunction. We have when is, and until is a subordinating conjunction too. Now number 5, does this need an apostrophe? Why or why not? Barney's friend startled the cat. What did you put? Yes, it does, because the friend belongs to Barney. So on Barney's, between the Y and the S, there'd be an apostrophe. Barney's friend, the friend belongs to Barney, startled the cat. I can't do it right now, it's decided not to work. Bonus challenge, which fronted adverbials can you remember? Now it's been a while since you thought about these, so I'm going to put them out on the board and you're going to see if you found any of those ones. There are plenty more, so you can check with an adult to see if they are a fronted adverbial. This is often math that we used in class, and fronted or adverbials are words or phrases. They're at the beginning of a sentence, that's why they've got the word fronted on it, and they're used to describe the action that follows. Okay? Now, adverbials, they can just be one word, an adverb, or they can be a few words together. So we might have silently, suddenly, that's obviously an adverb by itself, it can be considered an adverbial, or you might have things as soon as she could, in the distance, obviously angry. Okay? Now on these maps we have 5 different types. They are for time, frequency, place, manner and possibility. In Year 4 we mainly think about time, place and manner, but it's okay to take some from the other columns too. It's always good to practice. Today we are going to be thinking about up-levelling sentences. Now what does up-level mean to start with? Tell that person near you if you can, or just have a think about it. So up-levelling should be about improving and hopefully making something better. You're going up a level, you're getting better and better. So we're going to do that in 3 ways. We're going to think about our fronted adverbials, we just had a peek at, interesting vocabulary, and conjunctions. We're going to think about coordinating conjunctions and subordinating. So using a variety. We all have our favourites and sometimes we always stick to the same ones. So be brave today when we're doing this. First of all, we're going to see if you can spot which ones are which here. So which of these are fronted adverbials, which of these are interesting adjectives, are describing words, which of these are interesting verbs, the words are doing words and tell us about things that may be happening, and conjunctions. So over to you, pause me, can you put them into the 4 columns? So this is how you should have divided them up. We have without warning together, eventually, and bravely. Interesting adjectives, colossal, adventurous, rapid. They would describe things or people. They've got reflect, smiled and stretch. Obviously you can have different tenses, that doesn't particularly matter. And conjunctions, we've gone for for, yet, or, if and as. And they are a mixture of subordinating and coordinating. Now, you are going to see if you can spot where the fronted adverbials are, the coordinating or subordinating conjunctions are, and any exciting adjectives or verbs. So pause me now, have a look at the sentences. Can you jot down or tell an adult or someone near you where they are? Okay, hopefully you've had a chance to do that. Now, you'll notice, I wanted to see whether you would spot this, that not all of them have every single thing. We don't have to include all 3 of them or 4 of them in every single sentence because otherwise they all become the same. Sometimes short sentences are good and sometimes longer ones are good. It's nice to have a mixture. So we have in blue, and you'll notice there is not one here, we have fronted adverbials. We have yesterday and we have down by the beach. In red we have hopefully some exciting verbs or adjectives. You might pick slightly different ones. These are the ones that I thought were a bit more exciting. So brilliant, describing the bug hotel, crash as an exciting verb, wild, good adjective, describe the wind, and house with what it's doing. We've used the word difficult rather than hard, but then on here we've got hard working to describe the adults. And then in green we've got some conjunctions. They're a mixture of subordinating conjunctions and coordinating. You'll notice that these ones are in the middle of the sentence and this one is at the front. Because I've used a subordinating conjunction at the beginning of the sentence, I can't use a fronted adverbial because the fronted adverbial needs to go at the front. In this case, so does the subordinate conjunction to start the clause. So I'm not going to use both if that's the case. So I've got 2 subordinating conjunctions and 1 coordinating conjunction. So here, so that we can provide somewhere for the bugs to go, my conjunction starts my clause. And the wild wind house, that separates our 2 main independent clauses. Although it could be difficult, you'll notice there's a comma there to say that subordinating clause has finished and then we carry on with our main clause. Okay. Also, something to note is here, our fronted adverbials have a little comma after them because they make sure we know when that has finished. I'm going to go through how I might try and up-level a few sentences with you, just to guide you through. I'm going to have to go to the computer though, so I'll go out of sight, but I'll keep on speaking. The first sentence is everybody decorated bunting. That sounds lovely, but I would like a bit more detail. So I'm going to think about using a fronted adverbial first. I'm going to have a look at my map, and soon you'll put down some ideas so you have things to choose from, and decide what should go at the beginning. Now I'm going to describe how they might be feeling with this. So I'm actually going to go for utterly joyous, everybody decorated. Now I would like to describe that bunting. I'm going to think about the one that I made, which is VE Day bunting. Now this here is to remind me that I want to extend my sentence to make it a bit more exciting. So I'm just going to take that one away for the moment. Utterly joyous, everybody decorated VE Day bunting. I'm going to put before. It was tied up between the lamppost. Full stop. So there is my improved sentence, my up-level sentence. Everybody decorated bunting, utterly joyous, everybody decorated VE Day bunting before it was tied up between the lampposts. Let's try another one. We made a cake. That is so boring. Now I'm going to put a fronted adverbial that tells us when the cake was made. So in the afternoon, we. Now made is a bit of an unexciting verb. So I'm going to say baked. That says backed, whoops. Baked, A. I'm going to describe the cake. I'm going to think of some adjectives to describe it. Now this cake is fluffy, and I'm going to say what type of cake it was. A Victoria sponge cake. Now I'm going to extend it with a conjunction. Here we go. I'm simply going to say and as my coordinating conjunction. Now I need to make sure that I have a main clause here. I need to have a clause that makes sense by itself because I've used and as a coordinating conjunction. It was delicious. I'm going to finish that with an exclamation mark because I would be exclaiming that. We made a cake in the afternoon. We baked a fluffy Victoria sponge cake and it was delicious. Yum. Next, they splashed their parents. Now this one, I'm going to try and think about using a subordinating conjunction at the beginning. I'm going to give a little bit more detail. Now, I'm going to decide to start with when they, a little adverb in there, playfully darted, so not went, but darted around the inflatable paddling pool. Lots of you said you've been outside in the garden. When they playfully darted around the inflatable paddling pool, they something splashed their parents. I'm going to say accidentally, although I'm not sure actually always would be. So let's see what I've done. I haven't used every single thing, but I have used some of them. So I've got my subordinating conjunction starting my clause. When they playfully darted around the inflatable paddling pool, comma, to say that it's finished, they accidentally splashed their parents. So I've only used a subordinating clause at the beginning of that. I've added a little adverb in there, accidentally, but I think that's okay. I've made sure to describe the paddling pool, and I've used a really good verb as well, darted. Now it is your turn. Here we have our basic sentence, the family went on a bike ride, and lots of you have. So you're going to think of a fronted adverbial here, something to describe your family, improve the word went, what kind of bike ride, and can you then extend it? Your turn, pause it, try it, see how you do. I wonder what you chose for this. I wish I could see all your answers like I normally would in class. I had a peek on this one. I thought about how often it might be done. So a few times a week, I've decided it's going to be energetic, an energetic family. The energetic family, instead of went, we put ventured out. So I'm going to put ventured out on I think it's going to be a fun bike ride. And then I'm going to extend it with my conjunction and clause. Ventured out on a fun bike ride as it was a good way to exercise. And that's one of our year 3-4 words as well. I'm going to put some pictures of the maps up now, and you can pause them so you can have a look at them. I'd like to jot down some ideas for fronted adverbials, exciting adjectives, verbs and conjunctions, and then you'll be able to do the last part by yourself with your little idea sheet. Now, this is over to you. You are going to up-level your own sentences. He read his book. We might say she read her book. She put plants in the ground, or he put plants in the ground. They asked for another snack. I'm sure lots of you are doing that. I tidied my bedroom. I hope you're doing that. Your turn now. Can you see if you can include and up-level your... Can you see if you can up-level your sentences by including fronted adverbials, conjunctions, exciting verbs and adjectives? See what you can do.